Welcome back to a little update video. We are talking today about AMC, GME, BYND, Cosmos, CLOV, and Virgin Galactic, SPY, IWM, and Nasdaq. If you're interested, just stay tuned. As always, I'm using the fractal method. Rules, explanation, how it works, I will link again in the explanation video at the end. Okay, then let's jump into AMC. So, how we structure that video today again. We will talk about AMC and GME first, of course. Some interesting points in there. And then we will take a short look at IWM, Nasdaq, and SPY because of the move today, and maybe it's important for AMC and GME. Also for AMC, again, if you want to see the big picture, how the squeeze should look like, price targets, one part squeeze, two part squeeze, I will link the roadmap video again at the end. Today, we only look what we have done. So let's zoom in. Yeah, and well, it was the second time I made a song and we broke levels. So maybe I should do these songs more often. So for the tracking, AMC broke its no-no line today. And I'm not talking about the bad no-no line. I am talking about the good bull line, because this was at least a confirmation that this here is not lower high. Perfect. So what are the next moves? And that is, except GME, which is not moving at all. We will talk about that in a second. But the thing for AMC is we coming into levels where I want to see gaps. Yeah? Because we are coming into levels and the squeeze landmark for AMC are gaps. Yeah? What I'm talking about. Here, 2021, we have gaps. Yeah, we have here gap, we have here gap. Especially this gap is important because it brings us over our main trend line. So I want to see gaps. The problem is it's nice to run quite every day 10% or something like that. But this, if we continue this will kill us, in my opinion. It's always my tracking, my opinion. Because the problem is, without gaps, and I would really say I want to see a gap next week already, at least the following week after that. Because if you just slowly going up, 10, 5, 6% every day, we will get somewhere in this range our B. Yeah, so something between $3.90 to $3. Yeah, then we might even do a B pullback, 0.5 pullback. Yeah? And then we go to our C again without gaps. Yeah? If we do that, I would say late June, early July, mid-July, we will find our C. And in my opinion, this C will be on this trend line. Something between $7 to $10. We already talked about that. The worst possible case, in my opinion. Why? Because if you do that, this C will become our main T. And this will be June, July. Yeah? And the rest of the year, you will do a lower high, a midpoint, a T, and a new all-time low. Which is bad enough. Because, okay, you could still make money on this. Yeah? First of all, this will take the full rest of the year, which would be shitty. Second, because this is becoming our T. Our big price targets are dying. Yeah? I already explained that. They are dying. Because we need our T, at least here or here, to get to this big price target. Yeah? So I really don't want to see slowly under circumstances, because 10% is normal per day is a good thing. Yeah. But for the squeeze play, we need gaps. Yeah. Because if we don't see gaps, what landmark would it be? Here, September 2020. We will comment that also in a second, but this would be our C. No, sorry. This year, November 2020. This will be our C. This will be June, July. This will be end of July, the lower high. And this will be the rest of the year. Yeah. So we don't want that. We want to see fucking gaps. Just to say that. Okay, because of this thing, and because I read today a lot of times that the MACD today crossed in a very long time the 0 point. Yeah? We will look at that in a second. So here's the MACD. I just took a picture because it's easier. And this picture is from Tuesday. We are already over the 0 point. And yeah, it's right. Since 2021, we never broke over the 0 point line. That's bullish. But, and that's the really problem here. Yeah, 2021, yeah, in the squeeze was the last time. What people are not looking or not showing you is that it also happened in September 2020. It also happened in 2018 and 16, but that doesn't matter. But it also happened in 2020. And the problem here is this, that it could be our alternative. That's the problem here. Yeah? Because this would be our alternative play, where this is our T. And also here, wait, do you see this? Yeah, here. So, here's a little blip over the 0 line. Yeah, it would be the perfect landmark. Of course, if we now go higher, so let's say over 1, over 2, yeah, that would be already confirmation. Hey, perfect. Forget this here. Yeah, we are in the squeeze. Problem with this is, I think in that case already price is confirming that because we would be running. Yeah. So the thing is, it's bullish. I just wouldn't sell it like that's 100% this, because this is showing you it isn't. There is still an alternative to this. Just saying. Okay. Okay. Before we jump into AMC, because I also got the question about dilution, especially because we finished the 150 million dilution today. I will show now my dilution chart again. Just saying, careful, it is a wide chart, okay? So careful with your eyes. So it is there in 3, 2, 1. Even I got wide. Okay, so here's the dilution chart. Yeah, from August 2020 till July 2021. And I think that's the perfect example why so many people are wrong. Yeah? And why the hate against Adam Aaron is so wrong, yeah? Of uneducated people. I mean, you can hate it. I don't care. Yeah? But one thing I have to say, without APE, without this massive delusion, without the reverse split, we wouldn't sit here and talk about AMC anymore, because AMC would be dead, bankrupt, delisted. It doesn't matter how you hate him, what you think if he's helping short sellers or not. Without this, AMC would have been already gone. And the sad part about this, retail investors are the people who were doing that. We'll come to that in a second. It wasn't Adam Aaron's fault, it was retail's fault. Right? So, for all this, you saw here in December 2020, we announced the 200 million dilution, and we went to our all-time low. I would compare this 200 million dilution with our 150 dilution. Then we went up. Here, do you see that? Yeah. Here, a good place where we maybe could be, or near it, yeah, the 200 million dilution were announced to be completed. And then we ran. That's why I'm kind of bullish really for next week, or at least for the next 2 weeks. It makes sense. But Also here, we already gapped in January 2020 here. It was January 15 or January 22nd. And AMC announced 50 million dilution. And everyone was screaming, are you fucking Adam Aaron? What the fuck? He wants to kill the squeeze. He's diluting. He gives the shorts and way out. Blah, 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 blah. This was the announcement. And we ran. You know when the squeeze ended, the first part? At the day where the 50 million dilution was announced to be complete. Then we fell back. Here the same for the second run in 2021. He announced 43 million dilution. Everyone again, oh, he is such a hedgy friend. Boah, no. Then it was announced to be completed. That was shortly before the squeeze. We started to run into the second squeeze. Then, in the middle of the second squeeze, he announced the next 85 million share dilution. Everyone again, boah, see, he is helping the hedges. We have to vote him out. Yeah? Next day, gap up to our maximum squeeze in June 2021. And where did it stop? When it was completed. And here is the part. I mean, that goes completely against my theory, just saying. But here is the part where I say retail is has the fault. Why AMC is where it is. Why the dip is so bad. Why we even needed APE. Why we even needed the reverse split. Because here in June, July, Adam Aaron backed, because we had no shares left here. At this time, 0. All shares were diluted. And Adam Aaron backed people for new shares with a vote. He went out and really said, guys, we need the shares, please. What did retail answer? No. If you get more shares, we never get our squeeze to 1 million. No, 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 no. And since then, since June 2021, we are falling. We are falling. We had APE. We had a reverse split. And AMC still has step. Who is the bad guy here? Just saying. Because if retail would have voted yes here, AMC would have been depth-filled all along already. Yeah? Maybe we wouldn't talk about a squeeze now, but it wasn't Adam Aaron's fault. It's just my opinion. And this chart here is telling you one thing, at least for AMC. Dilution is not bad. And even without my theory, yeah, just look it up. Look all these dates up. Every time. You could even say that dilution started the squeeze. Just say, my opinion. Okay. So, to end AMC, we want to see gaps. Yeah? I would still say it's upside from here because this break today was bullish, but we want to see gaps. In my opinion, there's nothing worse, and it's stupid to say that even. It's nothing worse than see 10% up every day. We want gaps. But a plus point is, with the 150 million dilution today, quite at the same landmark like 2021, yeah, and you could say doesn't matter where we are, yeah, if we are here or if we are here, yeah, so I mean here or here, yeah, both ways are bullish. The one takes a little bit longer than the other one, but both are bullish. The only thing is we want to see gaps. Gaps. Okay, good. Then let's jump into GME. So for GME, same thing like AMC. For the big one, for how the squeeze would look like, price by price target and so on. Just watch. The roadmap video I will put at the end of the video If you want to see the bearish alternative, watch the video from Sunday. Today we just watch what we did today. So let's zoom in. And the answer is we did fucking nothing. Really. GME is a terrible patient. It really is. My main problem right now for our main memes, and that is COSM, AMC, and GME, that GME is acting weird. And I don't like that. What do I mean with that? You just have to look at our two main squeezes, 2024. Where AMC is right now, yeah, GME should be already here. It should have already have done this. It didn't. Yeah. In 2021, where AMC is, GME, you should have already done this. It didn't. We are right now doing fucking nothing. And not even that. The main problem for GME is we are in a fucking bearish constellation here. It could be bullish, but right now we're rejecting this trend line since May 1st. Yeah. And I was always saying, and I think I say it again, GME will give us the first answer. Maybe it already did. Yeah. If we in the next 2 weeks don't see a breakout, we talk about it in a second, and still doing this, it's the bearish alternative. And that means 17, 16, 13 till November for GME. And then if GME, I say that always again, AMC, GME, and COSM are sitting in the same boat. When one is flying, all should fly. If one is dying, all will die. Or, because it was the same in 2021, 4, and 5. Or you're just saying this time is different. Okay, I don't have an argument against that. I can just say since 2021, it was always the same. And the fractal is not finished of all of them. It would be weird if suddenly one is just saying no. And it would also be very strange if only GME is dying and only AMC and COSM are running. It doesn't make sense. For the bullish version, tomorrow is Friday. AMC and GME always break Friday, Monday. So, for fuck's sake, GME, do something, please. Yeah. For levels, anything over 23 would be already something. Everything over 24, super. And everything over 26, and we don't talk about the bearish alternatives anymore. Yeah. But GME really has to do something. Yeah. This right now, if it wouldn't be GME, yeah, if this is a chart with another name, I would say this is T. I would say this is M. And I would say this is little t and you fucking knife. Yeah? If I wouldn't know that this is GME and it's not synced with a very bullish AMC right now, I wouldn't even think twice and say this fucking thing is going down. Yeah, that's my biggest problem right now. Yeah. So let's see what we get. Okay. Because of this absolutely stupid move in the market today, we will look at next at IWM, SPY, and Nasdaq. And to say this, because IWM is maybe something which is AMC and GME linked, maybe you're interested. So let's jump into IWM. So first of all, yesterday and half of today, I was close to the thinking that I may be scrapping this idea till today midday, just saying, or afternoon, or whenever it was. So For the thing, both charts are 24-hour charts. Left side IWM, right side IWM. Left side September 2018 till January 2021, where the squeeze happened. The squeeze happened here. And right side is November 2021 till today. Yeah? And it's not my fractal method. It's just the old fractal version. It looks like theory. Yeah, you can use that sometimes. Yeah, with bars patterns. Yeah, I just saying, in my opinion, if you're only using it looks like. Yeah, I mean, just look it up. People who are only using that and only saying it looks like and only using bars pattern, they are quite 99% wrong every time. Yeah, because similarities are there, but they have their borders, and sometimes they just end. So for this, I think I marked it already pretty good. Yeah, blue, blue, red, red, and the cursors. The difference between 2020 and 2021 and today is this section here. Because in 2020, this fall was a lower low. It was way deeper. Here in 2025, it was a higher low. That's the difference. That could be, if this theory is right, also the reason why this didn't broke all-time high and this already broke all-time high. But in both cases, these two sections here, in my opinion, are one-to-one. And for my theory, we should be already here in the end. And we're zooming into this now. But to make that absolutely clear, how far we zoom in, because that also can be a source of error. On the left side, we're on the 6-hour chart from October 2020 till November 2020. And on the right side, we are on the 4-hour chart, and I would even go on the 10-minute chart for this. This is from May 2027 till today. Yeah, but so it's quite clear what I mean. Yeah, we have our top, we have our top. We fall down, we fall down. We come up to a lower high. We fell down to a higher low. We are doing this hump. In that case, we did a really big hump and fell to our lowest low. Then we did a higher low. Then we did a higher low. And here we had a gap. The same, we had a gap here. And then this today happened. Yeah. The thing is, back in 2020, we had a gap here. I think with this Trump bullshit today, and we come to that in SPY in a second, I think this gap is exactly this, what we did today. Only question here is, do we need this pullback still? That's the question. Yeah. Do we need, in that case, we would come up to, I don't know, 293 tomorrow and would start a pullback to 285. That's quite a big fall. That's 2%. Yeah. And then we go up. And to make that clear, after that, the big run is starting. So I don't know if we have to do it one-to-one. We look into SPY and NASDAQ in a second. The only thing I could see how this is happening is, for a good example, SpaceX tomorrow. Yeah? You don't have to ask me what I think chart-wise about it, because there's no chart. Yeah, and I already say that I will and can track SpaceX in 2 years. Everything earlier doesn't make sense. I can only say what I personally think about SpaceX. In my opinion, it's overvalued as fuck. Yeah, because SpaceX exists out of 3 companies. Yeah, SpaceX is Starlink, an AI company, and the rocket producing company. Yeah? And only Starlink is making money. They're making $4 billion-ish per year. And still, all three combined are still writing red numbers. So it's not profitable at all, if it means anything. Yeah, because you know me, fundamentals, I don't care. But if you look at it that way, because there's nothing to track, it's overvalued as fuck. Yeah. So I could see a crash tomorrow. Yeah. We look for Nasdaq and SPY too. So who knows? It could be the same like Meta at IPO. Look it up. Meta knifed the first year or so, 90-80%. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, but that would be maybe we don't need this pullback. But to make that absolutely clear, for what does it mean for AMC and GME? We have two ways here. I already showed that last video. I will show it again. Main point is, so this pullback from this low to the breakout took us 231 days. This low to where we are took us 424 days. So the double. Yeah? The whole run from this gap up to the squeeze target took us 85 days. If we really have to double this shit, it will take us 160-ish days. That is bringing you to November, December, January 2027. If we really do that one-to-one, that's the bearish old for AMC and GME and COSM. Or this doesn't mean anything. Yeah, could also be, or we're doing really something stupid. I mean, we are in a place in the market where we could do something stupid. Really, we could. Yeah. From tracking wise here, if I wouldn't look at AMC and GME at all, I mean, this is one-to-one to this. This is just longer than this. If we stay tracking this one-to-one, yeah, I mean, that's good price targets. But it will take some time. But I'm up for surprises. Yeah. Starting with tomorrow. I really want to see what happens tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. So, for the answer, let's look at SPY. So, here's SPY and 10-minute chart from June 2nd, Tuesday, last week, till today. And for SPY, it's a beautiful chart. It's a normal broadening wedge. We have our top, our lower high, midpoint, T, all-time low. And here comes the point where I get a little bit, I don't know if it's angry, yeah, but it's just stupid. Because, look at this. We had our V yesterday, Wednesday. We had a gap up. In this gap up is our higher low. We gapped up. We did a 618 pullback. This is clearly our little a. During the day, we bounced at the 618. What is coming after this? As always, we could do a micro higher low. The micro higher low to A. And here's my problem. You see this. This is midday. 1 o'clock, 10 minutes. This is 1 o'clock, 20 minutes. We are talking, or I am talking about, that Trump was posting and tweeting at the perfect point for a market bounce in a 10-minute range. His deal posting for this. Really? Are you kidding me? Even for a coincidence. That's a fucking no-go. For me, that's a fucking no. For me, that's, again, one of the many, many, many proofs that this stock market is a fucking piece of fake shit. Nothing more. You can't tell me that he posting on the perfect time. It wasn't even, you know, if it would have been a full hour, I could just say, okay, hey, it's half midday, just post at 1 o'clock. Fine. It wasn't. It was 13.20 minutes. It's a random number, except if you look at the fucking chart. So whatever, maybe someone has told him he had to do that, and this guy was sitting the whole day. Oh shit, we have the news. Okay, let's see. No. Just no. Yeah, for me, it's just a no. It's just fake. Fake as shit. Okay, so for the next string, especially, yeah, we have peace. 5 minutes after that, Iran is saying, no, that's not true, but nobody cares. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if he would have done this, okay, you could have said, okay, he said, and Iran said no. Okay, that would make sense. This was just, yeah, that's because he said it. Hey, Iran said that they never agreed. I don't care. Okay, so the possible moves for today, for tomorrow. The thing is, this is just little a. Yeah, this here could be already little b. Yeah, just saying that. Yeah, but who cares about the tiny things? Main thing is, for bullish tracking, we want to get out of this wedge. Our next main target is coming over T. Yeah, and in that case, I could easily see for tomorrow something like this here, 750-ish. If we need this pullback, yeah, we have to go over T, 0.5618 pullback. But also, this is not the important part. The important part is for SPY in general, for Nasdaq especially too. We have to go out of this trend line, out of this broadening wedge. So whatever we're doing, I mean, to the broadening wedge, this is a 2%er with SpaceX maybe, that's easily doable for SPY, but we have to go out of this trend line, out of the broadening wedge. If we reject at 750, or let's say if it's next week, yeah, 750, yeah, that's bad. Because if we reject here, this most likely becomes M. Yeah, just saying. And then, well, then we're talking about our pullback again. Yeah, because, yeah, then we're going to 690 again. Yeah, so I mean, we could play both sides. Yeah, who cares? If we really see here a rejection, oh my God, go and put. Yeah, really? Then we can talk about everyday puts again. Yeah, but if we break this, oh my God. And one thing before we go into Nasdaq, if it doesn't matter who, if anybody is telling me only once again, you're talking about meme stocks, why are you so stupid and playing meme stock? Play SPY. That's not a meme stock. Yeah? That's secure, fine, everything is normal. And then you're sitting at midday in front of your computer, yeah, smoking a cigarette, for example. Yeah, everything is fine. And suddenly, 3 minutes long, you see SPY doing this. And that's not even how do you call that, too strong. We saw $5 to $10 jumps up and down, up and down, up and down in seconds. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Even my broker just said, okay, I don't showing real numbers anymore. So crazy was that. For IWM, SPY, and Nasdaq, the 3 biggest ones. And you want to tell me that is not behaving like a meme stock? Really? Nah. Okay. So, Nasdaq. So for NASDAQ, I think it's even easier for looking. We have our top, our lower midpoint, our D, nice knife. Also, and NASDAQ, we saw the higher low in my opinion. Yeah, this was higher low and this was small a. Just for clarification, also for NASDAQ. We did a little micro higher low in the exact, I mean, of course, in the NASDAQ and SPY are moving same. Yeah? But again, at the perfect point, Trump is announcing peace deal. Good. And then we broke out. For NASDAQ, it's a little bit different because we already broke the little wedge. In my opinion, that's already fucking bullish. And if you see this, we are very close to breaking the main wedge already. For NASDAQ, and especially because SpaceX is on NASDAQ, the move which would make sense, no financial advice, just saying, especially for tomorrow, I would have a target of 755 for tomorrow or Monday. I mean, I have calls for Monday. That's 2.3% for NASDAQ. Very common, just saying. In that case, we could do something like this if we have to do the pullback. Yeah, and then we already have B and go. The difference between NASDAQ and SPY is that with this move, NASDAQ already broke the wedge. This could be already the confirmation that when NASDAQ is breaking the wedge, SPY won't go inverse, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, maybe write me. I never saw that SPY is going inverse. So if NASDAQ is breaking, what is this level? 224 tomorrow. I think that could be already confirmation for, hey, that will be a nice summer. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Okay. So that was for our meme stocks. And yeah, I think NASDAQ and SPY are our memes, and IWM are also meme stocks. Next one, BYND. So also here for the big update, I will link the roadmap video at the end. But yeah, I mean, if you want to hear everything. For today, again, before we're going into the micro tracking here, just saying, our main target is still July, August. I know we all are already waiting for it, yeah, and so near to death, it's heartbreaking. But if you're not doing something stupid, and I mean with stupid really a squeeze to all-time highs and whatever, this is still our target for our A. Yeah, our macro A is sitting between $15 and $44. Still July, August. We are in the second week of June. Yeah, and we still have some time. For the micro tracking, I think BYND got a pretty good bounce today. Yeah, we got a pretty good bounce today. It's just, I mean, it's a start. Yeah. The thing is that we broke the low from Wednesday is a start. The high of Wednesday is a start. It's just a little bit too early for confirmation still. Yeah. I want to get first over this trend line, over 72 cents. Yeah. Then a break of 80 cents would be so good. A break of 84 and we really can take a breath. And everything over 115, and we are not talking about death anymore. There is no way we are breaking this and we go here down again. No. Till then, it's a good start. This is a good bounce, but we are too close still. Yeah. For our next moves, first, if we're doing it slow, our next little A is over 84, little pullback bounce. Our next little B is over $1.15, little pullback bounce upside. And then we're already talking about the bigger B, which should be around 75, and then we're already talking about C and A between 15 and 44. Also, Normally, if we're looking at our big landmarks, the higher low, the T, the M, the L, maybe not the M, but all of these landmarks are, when they are finished with the previous landmark, vertical upside. Vertical upsides, especially the higher low, vertical upside. So there is a way, there is a case where when we are finished, we go vertical upside. It is. And to make that absolutely clear, I say that again. We are talking about that we are finished with this higher low. And there are no landmarks left anymore. Yeah. We finished this big higher low. Here, we added a micro higher low for this higher low. And now if you really, really, really want to do fucking everything, we could do a micro higher low. But then we have nothing left. Yeah? And BYND is doing Friday, Monday moves like AMC and GME. Yeah. We just have to look this here, Friday. This here, Monday. This here, Friday. This here, Tuesday. Okay. When did it start? Monday. Yeah. Or even Monday. Yeah. Monday. Was a 2-week one. Yeah. So, yeah. Tomorrow is Friday. Do something. There's a chance. Yeah. I mean, we already thought way more bearish on this. So, there's a chance. Okay. Then a little update on DJT. And I say DJT like, because I mean that. Yeah. There are not often cases where I am wrong. And to make that absolutely clear, what I mean with where I am wrong. In my opinion, I'm wrong when I'm always showing, or I try always to show a bullish and a bearish alternative. Yeah. If the stock is doing nothing of both, not bearish, not bullish, then in my opinion, I'm wrong. I'm wrong when I have to change the tracking. And DJT is an asshole example for that because I already had to do that in the past. This is the second time I have to change the chart. I hate this stock nowadays, really. What I mean, till here, nothing changed. That tracking still works. The main problem is that we are not stopping falling. Yeah? And normally it doesn't matter if we are falling or not. It's the landmarks we are doing. Because we shouldn't have broken this higher low here. And we did. The main problem is that the micro landmarks aren't working more anymore with this fall. So our previous T was here. With this, I mean, I think that doesn't make sense anymore. So I re-updated again this shit. I already showed it on the homepage a few days ago. Right now, we're still looking for the V. Nothing changed. We still should get a bounce here. Nothing changed. I will go in that in a second. But the next run up, in my opinion, is because we didn't do in the new version macro T is not going over 34. Yeah, that's the bumper. We have to look for a V here. It should be quite vertical, like all landmarks. Yeah, DJT is not slowly running up. It most of the time really squeezing up. And then as always, a long, slow pullback. This pullback will take you to another new all-time low because this is T. Then you have to do higher low, and then we can go to the big squeezes. Yeah, and again, I don't think we will get the A and B pullback. I think that this move will be similar to this move. Problem with this is, we could see this here still. Fine. The pullback, in my opinion, will take till next year. Then the higher low in the second half of next year, and the big one maybe ending of next year. Yeah, we have to look then back if we get this landmark. Yeah, but yeah, it doesn't make sense otherwise anymore. And for the shorter, for the micro tracking, could this be finished? We have here TCL. I think we still have to drop one more for a T, one more, and then we can go. I will update this. I look at this every day. If I see that the possibility is coming, that we're coming near this point, wherever it is, yeah, I will make the next update, or if it's intraday, I will post it with a post on YouTube and on the homepage. But right now, as already said at the homepage, DJT is right now, for me at least, hands off. Yeah, this drop here, this break of this higher low, pretty much destroyed anything in the near future. Just saying. Okay. Then to some nice news. CLOV. Here, CLOV, I think the last update was when? I really don't remember anymore. I think it was somewhere here, May, mid-May, something like that. We had two versions back then. The bullish version was if we break this A, then it's bullish. The bearish one we reject here and go down. And this would become T. I think with the last 2 days, the bearish alternative is dead. Yeah. I don't microcheck this here, but it doesn't make sense at all. But your next target, no financial advice, is anything over $11 for your B. I think you will get a B pullback here because we also got an A pullback, and after that, break all-time highs or something near it. Yeah. No splits. So it's not as, I would say it's not a 100 million squeeze play. Yeah. But you're sitting at $5 and your target is what, 15-ish? Yeah. Just saying. And the contracts are moving good. Yeah. But also for a share play. It's fine. Nice tracking. Let's see. Good. Next one, Virgin Galactic. Also, a wish from anyone, from someone of you. We tracked it back, I don't know if it's April or May, somewhere in here. The bullish tracking was breaking over T. The bearish one was rejecting here, making new lows. But I think I said in the moment we're breaking this trend line, it's fucking bullish. And to make that clear, I didn't look at it. Yeah, I didn't play it, which is a bumper because really 167% would have been a nice play. And it was easy. So how is this continue? In the best way, we already did the A pullback. Yeah, because from here to here, 0.5 pullback in the best way. We'll look at that in a second. Our next target would be B, which is over M, which is 127. We had a split. It's a small one. Still, we had a split. I would still say this is reachable. In the conservative way, I would say 55 would be also a good place where you could go. Yeah, which is good from $6, just saying. I would still say 127 for B. Yeah. Only problem with Virgin Galactic is the IPO. Yeah, I already said it at the first one. If we now just going sideways, this is shit. But I think we can't use that. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. If you're tracking this bullish, I would still say for B, we're looking at this move. And this would be quite good, in my opinion. Yeah. Just be careful. For the micro tracking, let's look at the micro tracking. We have two ways. First way is this A pullback is finished. Yeah, we have our C, L, somewhere in here is our M. This is our T. Here is our V from A, also A pullback finished. This is higher low, and we go. Yeah, pretty simple. If we reject somewhere here. So something between 8 and now. This becomes M, to make that absolutely clear. You will come down, come up again, T, and fall to the 618. Yeah. And then you go. What is important here? In the moment you're breaking $2.85, something is wrong. Yeah. Then I would immediately run, because then really something is wrong. Yeah. Just saying. If you are not in it yet, and that's a strange thing to say, if you're not in it yet, no financial advice. I would wait. I would wait for breaking $9. Because if we're breaking $9, it is confirmed this is A and we're going up. Since till then, I mean, it's not much. That is what 40% is not much for Galactic. You still have the danger that you're FOMOing in and it dies. Yeah. So just a thing for me. And I mean, yeah, the contracts will be more expensive. The stock, okay, $2 more expensive. But if this is right, you still have a run to 131. So yeah, what is better? Confirmation or not? Yeah. Okay. Okay, and one last thing, because the video is long enough, is Cosmos. One of the few stocks on my list which went red today. And yeah, that's an achievement. 10% red with this bull run. Yeah. So it's not looking that bad. Yeah. Okay, we have our C, low I, midpoint, most likely our T. I don't think, wait, let's look. Is the T already finished? So we have our C, L, M, T. Yeah, could be. C, L, M, T. Yeah, we could get a bounce here. So it doesn't look that bad. First of all, it was a wish. We already tracked this, just for an update. First of all, because the sentence was, it's not too long under $1, so it's safe. Yeah. Problem is the 20 cents. Yeah, again, dropping even lower and from 20 cents to 10 cents is not that difficult, and you're flying from Nasdaq. Yeah, or you do a reverse split. We already have a 1 to 25 and a 1 to 10. Just saying. So it's not that safe, in my opinion. For the next moves, your next move would be over T, so over 144 for A, breakout retest, and then your next one would be 20 something over 24 for your B. After I already looked at it, I think, I don't know what I said in the first thing. I think you won't break this trend line for your C. I think your C will be on this trend line. And to make that clear, this C would become macro M. Yeah? Because you have a fucking big L. And this is macro L. Yeah? This is just little m and little t. I think you will do macro M here. And then for the future, you will make a new low, come up again to this trend line, and this will be a macro T, and then you will die. Yeah, if you're not doing a reverse split or whatever. It's a pharma company. Yeah. Let's look. Is it a pharma company? Yeah, pharma company. It only has 33 million shares. So maybe they are diluting here. This would be good. Yeah, because then they can reverse split here again, because with such a tiny float, it gets quite difficult to reverse split. But that would be my main tracking. I mean, it's still a play. But with these two reverse splits, I don't think you come up here again. Not with a forward, without a forward split. Yeah. But let's see. Yeah. If I would recommend to buy in, no. Not because of the price or whatever. I would wait for confirmation for the higher low, because you still would need here a higher low. Personally, I would even wait for the breakout retest. Yeah, just for confirmation. Then we can play from, I don't know, 50 cents up to 56. Yeah, I have it in my watch list. Let's see what it does. But it could be a play, in my opinion, maybe not just already now. Yeah, but that's just my opinion. Okay, so but just saying one last thing before we go. First of all, was a crazy day. Second, except AMC, nothing broke, and with AMC it broke the bullish version. Yeah, but GME didn't moved. BYND got a bounce. CLOV good break. Okay, DJT, but DJT already broke a few days ago. But everything else, FFEI, GNS is close to be dead. Just saying that we are 1.5 cents away, but not yet. FFEI looks good. Even GDC is doing nothing. NEO looks good. GoPro 4 cents away from death, but it still looks okay. Plug looks perfect. Bad Buff Beyond looks perfect. Riot looks perfect. C3I looks perfect. Unity looks perfect. FLNA still needs his little puppet to the higher low. But the point I want to make is, except DJT, we don't have to change any tracking, which is good, even with this fucking volatile day today. So it's nice. Okay, so as always, explanation video here, playlist here, big roadmap update back here. If you liked it, leave a like. If you want to see more, leave an abo. And let's see if SpaceX is crashing the market tomorrow.